So guys, this is the first time in the car. It is a Toyota Etios, it is called. It is extremely inexpensive car. It has around 1,700 miles, which is brand new. This is the view of the lake here in Bariloche, and well, this is the car that we're going to be showing during the video. So this car has, I think, a 1.4 or 1.5 liter inline four, producing less than 100 horsepower, and it's mated to a 6-speed manual gearbox. So you know, it's an economy car. It is quite small. Now I'm going to probably show you the car and, you know, do a walk around. But it's getting darker because it is, I don't know what time it is, 9 o'clock, nearly 9:10. So probably tomorrow we're going to do that. So let's cut to that part of the video. Alright, so this is the first walk around of the car. It is, as I told you, late. It is 9:15, so as you can see, the sun is going down. Well, this is the little car. As you may have seen in the title of the video, this is the cheapest car to rent in the world. The cost being less than 20 bucks a day, which is a steal considering the place that we are in, which is extremely beautiful and with great scenery. I know you may be wondering, well, why then is this car so cheap in a place that looks kind of nice? Well, actually really nice. Right, so we're here in the lake. We came with a car, which it's up there. So now I'm going to show you a little bit of this town and everything it has to offer. We're now going to another lake, and we are in a gravel road, as you can see, so this little car can do anything. So what are my first thoughts about this car? Well, I think it is constructed, you know, in a very cheap manner. This particular model has one dashboard for left-hand drive and right-hand drive, depending on the country. So as you can see, you know, the cluster is in the middle, which is not something usual. And driving wise, it doesn't have any power. I mean, of course, that I would guess 80 to 90 horsepower, which, you know, even though it is a, you know, quite light car, it really doesn't have power. If there is a slight inclination, second gear, it just can't go up. You need to put it in first, and the rest, you know, it's alright. It's quite big inside. There's a lot of space and places to put things. So you know, if you're in your 20s or 30s and your couple or a couple of friends, I think it's alright. But of course, if you want to go, you know, off-road into places where a front-wheel drive car can go, this is not your option. There are lots of places in this province and in this country to visit, so having a car, it is something I think you really need, because to get here without a car, it is not an easy task, but believe me, it is worth it. And well, answering the question that I asked before, why is this car so cheap, being that it is in a place that it is as beautiful as this one? Well, the answer is because of the Argentinian economy, which at the moment it is not the greatest because of the government that is in place right now. And the thing is that there is a big difference between the official dollar and the unofficial one. It costs nearly double, so people cannot really get, you know, dollars without reaching into the parallel market. Therefore, if you have dollars and you come to Argentina, well, in the simplest terms, you are a king here. You can rent, buy nearly everything for so cheap. Okay guys, so today we are in another Toyota, which is exactly the same. We changed the car, but as I told you, is exactly the same part. We're going to a different location, which has an incredible view, and the roads to get there are just incredible. As you can see, they are like a racetrack, so I think it's going to be an interesting adventure. It is not the best car to do this because it is not very stable, but I think it's fun either way. Well, being a car enthusiast that likes to go to racetracks and have some fun, I'm going to say that this might be one of the best roads I've ever driven in. Of course, this is not the best car for this place, as I told you, because it is not stable at all. The wheelbase is just too short, too narrow, and the suspension is way too soft. It really doesn't have, any sport capabilities. But either way, I would say it was one of the best, sceneries and driving roads that I've ever driven in. So I would really recommend it to you. The gas here, it is also extremely inexpensive. So if you want to come here, do a couple of 100 miles, you really aren't going to have to pay to fill a tank back up more than, I don't know, 20 bucks or 10 bucks. It is really inexpensive. So if I had dollars, would I rent this car? Probably not. I would probably go to a better option and it would still be cheap and go to places like this one, but having more fun in the way up there. And we are now reaching the destination, which is going to be something like this. That's even better. And this is what I was talking about. One day I'm gonna reach ya, take a plane for many miles. This is kind of like a pool formed with rocks. I mean, it is really one big rock that has a hole in the middle. Who knows why? But it is full of tourists, as you can see, because it is extremely beautiful. And, it is not a place that is hard to reach. You need to do a couple of trails walking, and then you're up there. And it is really nice. It really feels like you're in Jurassic Park. But what is my opinion about this car in particular? As I told you before, it doesn't have any power. I mean, trying to overtake some cars here and it just doesn't want to. You rev the little engine to the moon and it still doesn't go, which I think it's quite unsafe because here there is cars coming from the other side of the road and you want to overtake a couple of cars here and you need to, I don't know, downshift into third gear, for example, and it takes a whole lot of time to reach, at the speed that is enough to overtake the car in front of you. So my opinion isn't great. I think that maybe for a city it can be okay, but definitely for roads like this it's not suited properly. The soft suspension, however, copes up with the bumps really well, so that is one advantage that it has, as well as the high profile tires. I want you to have a look at the quality of this car. Listen to it. Piece of shit. Here we're going back to the big city. The car is using a very little amount of fuel, but in the process it is going very slow. So tomorrow we're changing cars again, and it's going to be the exact same model as this one. So I'm going to continue with the review and visiting towns. Now you may be wondering, well, why are you changing cars so often and renting out the exact same car? And the answer is that because when we planned the trip, we were just going to rent a car for one day, but we realized that it is nearly impossible to have a good time in a city like this one without a car. And coincidentally, it is going to be the next video, a car guy being 1,000 miles without a car. Alright, so this is the third car that was given to us. As you can see, it is also white, but the paint is pearl. The other one was just flat white. and this one has some differences. For example, the alloy wheels, side skirts, which the other one didn't have, the color handles, and the rear wing. Well, I think the other one did have the rear wing, but as I told you, this is all painted pearl white. I don't know if from the exterior there are other differences. The car is older, as I told you. It has a lot more miles, and I would say it's in rougher shape. As you can see, the grille is hanging on from a zip tie. Well guys, today is another day and we are in another Toyota, which as you can see it is a little bit different, as it has a touchscreen and some buttons here in the steering wheel. Also we have electric mirrors, which the other one didn't have, and a couple of miscellaneous stuff here and there. But basically from the inside it is the same exact car, with the difference of the mileage that this one has. As you may see, 60,000 kilometers, which is around 40,000 miles, I would say. The other one was basically brand new. It had like 1,000 or 3,000 miles, depending on which one we were talking about. Did I notice any difference between the 40,000 mile car and the 1,500 mile car? And the answer is no. However, one of the days we were going to rent out a car that had, I would say, like 20,000 miles, and the clutch, it was on its way out. I noticed that when I was taking the car out of the renting area, and I told them to change the car because I wasn't planning on doing 300 miles with a car without a clutch. This is the shortest river in the world, and it is pretty nice, as you may see. And we were only able to reach, as well as lots of places, only because we had this car. So I can criticize it all day, but for less than 20 bucks a day, I think that you can't go wrong. Unless you want to do some sporty driving, I think you're gonna be great with one of these cars. But if you have the money, definitely go for one a little bit better. Well, thanks for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to subscribe so that you see the next video, which is going to be, as I told you, a car guy 1,000 miles without a car, which was something that I really did enjoy, and that is the reason why I ended up renting out this car. Well, goodbye and see you next time.